Hello everyone. Some sound check. Can you hear me? It's gonna say the thing, eh? Sound is good. Great, thank you. So we got a pretty exciting stream today. As you know, we have made the stream a little bit more connected to upcoming patches, so we can prepare some of the upcoming content, go through that more in depth, and just have, you know, a more exciting stream compared to when we usually had them every week, which was quite frequent and difficult to prepare interesting content. Ulgrim, thank you for the 50-month. Merry Christmas. What did I read? Merry Christmas, by the way. It's supposed to be a good one this year. A little early though. We are midsummer on Friday here in Sweden. We celebrate midsummer. Have you seen the movie Midsummer? That's how we celebrate it here in Sweden. Quite strange and sometimes a little bit dangerous, but it's an old tradition here in Sweden, you know. Nico, thank you very much for the Prime. Appreciate it. A Rude Awakening, you know what I mean? That movie, right? Yeah. We have a strange tradition, don't we? But, you know, we have to do it every year. Gilbert Wombat, thank you for the 21 month. Can't get enough. This game, if this goes on. Wait, I get too many messages now. 1 second. I don't want to miss this. Can't get enough of this game if this goes on. And it disappeared again. I will sell my liver on the MA2 Discord. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We've got a hype train going, it looks like. The Comment Man, thank you very much. 15 month. Beard looking good, Henrik. Great work to the entire team. I want to terrorize the seas in my boat one day. Indeed, indeed. One day that will be something Immortal Line. The big question is when, right? We have a long list of very exciting features that's going to take a lot of time to develop and perfect. But this is also where you get into play, right? You help us to pinpoint and choose some of this content as well. Oh my god, guys, you're killing the stream. Let me just see here if I can catch everything so I don't miss out. Thanks for all the content you released so far. Thank you very much, Team Fleabies with the 18 month. Appreciate it. And holy cow, Belric with the 35 month. Excited for the Master System. Thank you very much. We really appreciate you guys for all your support. Been with us all these years, you know, either if you're a newcomer or you've been here since MO1 days. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. You're killing it as always, guys. Dampire with the Prime. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So we have a lot of cool things to go through today. Looking swole, Henny. Hemdur, hello. You know, I've been pumping the bull. All right. So we got a few interesting things I want to show you today in this stream. Any Quality of Life in next patch. So obviously we have a pretty nice list of Quality of Life things, fixes. No jokes, your traps do look bigger. Thank you. I'm doing everything I can to make it expand. Yeah, so as you know, we always have some fixes, quite a lot of fixes in every patch as well. We try to catch the ones that are confirmed, the ones that we can cover in this sprint. And, you know, we do similar thing in this patch as well. Workout stream 1. Good question. And also sorry if I sound a little cracked up or have to cough because I managed to catch a little cold I've been spared from getting sick for almost a year, which was amazing since I checked my blood and made sure I got all the vitamins and all that stuff on a good level. And I think that made a good difference because I haven't been sick since almost a year, which is amazing for me. If you remember when I used to stream back in the days, I was almost sick almost on every stream. So I catch one small cold today, so but nothing too bad. But if my voice cracks up, you know why. Sick season for Henrik. No, I'm pretty good, but my vitamins ran out and I haven't been taking them for a little while, and then bam, bam. How's the migraines? Thank you for caring, actually, to Quebec. Pretty good, actually, since I'm on the Cancer Sartan or whatever they're pronounced. I feel much better. I don't get the terrible migraine that I used to get like 2 or 3 times a week in the past. So I'm very grateful for tech research moving forward, so I can get that highly reduced and function much more. Obviously, it's dreadful to have extreme migraine when working, so that's good. I'm happy with that. All right, so since last patch, things have been moving forward and up. Very happy to get a lot of positive feedback from you guys. A lot of new players is showing up. We have done some pinpointing marketing also on Steam, which was a quite successful session. We have another one planned very soon. And we also are expanding different types of marketing steps that we have communicated that, it's time to ramp that up and start showing the game more for players worldwide. It's been both good and bad, right? In the past, we have had a lot of challenges, and there's still a huge amount of players out there that have no clue about Mortal Lines 2 existence, which obviously is something we want to change now over time. And we are entering that phase, finally, getting on a good position. If we listen to your feedback, we have a lot of great content in the game now, a lot of things to do that you can spend endless of hours on. So that's awesome to hear a lot of you guys confirming that. 2 years ago, that was obviously a very different picture. So we see a lot of positivity growth in Mortal Line in all categories, from population, subscriptions, to reviews, opinions on the game. So everything moves in a very nice direction. So me and the team are very happy and grateful for that. And again, very grateful for you supporting us through all these hard work of the years. I mean, it's insane. It's almost 19 years ago since I started this journey, guys. 19 years. That's crazy. I mean, that is a full-grown man or woman, born into this world the same time of the development of Mortal Line. Just imagine that. It's quite crazy when you think about it, right? I've been a little bit in the sun, but I have the camera in here and the light makes me look a little bit orange. I know that, so I don't look that orange in real life. So yeah, bear with me. All right, so yeah, we are approaching the next big patch, which is a big one. A very important system is getting into the game that adds more depth and long-term content to the game. You can do more specific builds, experiment quite a lot. So it's going to be very exciting to see how you play around with this system. We are approaching a PTR scheduled for next week if everything goes as planned. So you will get your hands on this system as well. And obviously I plan to give you a little showcase today so you see what you can expect. We're already starting to gathering feedback on various things. We want to make sure that we are careful with this system and release it. We prefer it to be underpowering rather than overpowered, right? We don't want to, have extreme buff in some directions. So obviously we are grateful to get feedback on that as well when you get your hands on it. And I'm going to show a little bit so you see what we have set up. And, I wrote the mastery, also called the veteran system back then, almost 19 years ago. And here we are, finally getting ready to get added to the game. A lot of the things we never could do in the old engine in Moton 1. So exciting era with very small limitations for Motorline 2. And you know, we're getting more to the juice content now. That is obviously more fun for the players as well. So indeed, let's begin. So let me jump to the next topic here. So I have a few things, obviously, that you know is coming in this patch. We have a new mountable, we have a new dungeon, and we have a new armor that you voted on. A medium armor. We want to make sure it's a usable armor. You know, we've seen obviously that there's specifically one medium armor that are quite heavily used in the game, and obviously we use that as a benchmark to make sure that this is a good viable options, because you know there's only that medium armor popular in the game. That's also why we understood why you wanted another type of the medium armor in the game. So I'm gonna show you that one. I'm very excited to hear feedback on that one, because yeah, the correct one is the one that most people are using today, right? Yeah, it's only a medium armor. That was what the community voted on, and that's what there's only one medium armor that are mostly used. That's why we want another one, right? Should I show the armor first then, guys, so we can take a little look at that when we're already talking about armor. So it is a Caladian armor, yes. It's called, let me see. I always forget about the names. One moment. Caladian banded armor. Alright, let me show it. And I really hope you guys like it, because I think it's kick-ass. It's custom design. Our artists have been working quite a while on it, you know, on and off since you voted on it. So let me show it. One moment. I'm gonna remove that little one, and I'm gonna show you. Bam! What is your first impression, guys? I really hope you like it, because it is cool. It is cool. Damn! Alright, got a lot of feedback here. I'm trying to feel the general census here. Looks like majority is quite happy with it, which makes me and the team very happy as well, obviously. Hell yeah, that's sick. Alright, I think it's getting the approval seal from you guys, which means a lot to us. Looks nice, beautiful, looks good. Lord of the Rings vibes. True, actually, we were a little bit inspired from that movie, for a very specific one, and I guess you can guess which one, right? Some inspiration from that. So, good eye, Bright Guy Games. Looks dish. What is dish? Can a ponytail look a little higher? So there's a motion in that one as well that we're playing around with. That's why we have, you know, some restriction on how it needs to behave. We work on that as well. Dope elf armor. Could I raise the greaves up on the knees a little more? Yeah, maybe. What's the stats though? So like I said, it's comparable with the Correct Splintered, but this one is a little bit heavier, allows a little bit more oomph as a benchmark type from the Correct Splintered. So you can use everything up to scales, types of armor, material in this one. Right, let me catch up a little bit here. So not steel types, the harder material, but scales and carpas, panzer. Yes, carpas also. Carapace, panzer and scales. Like the head, yeah, it looks fierce, looks really badass. I like it a lot as well. I think the artist made an amazing job on this one. Really custom built from the toes and up. So I'm very glad that you guys give it a approval seal as well. You know, it means a lot to the artist. They know they're, you know, we have an audience that have a good eye for these types of things, and obviously we want to make sure that there's a lot to enjoy and you know, like design wise. Obviously a lot of different types of design from the different clades, but yeah, I like this one as well as the clarity on medium, a little bit torse heavy, right? So yeah, gonna have some testing around this as well. But indeed, mint, thank you guys. Is the armor gonna be attainable? That you will see with the patch, right? That you will see. But obviously nothing crazy impossible, but a good little experience. So we make good use of the content. So yeah, I'm very glad that you guys liked it. Looks like absolutely the majority seems to like the design behind it at least. Alright, so that is the medium armor that we have been cooking on for quite a while. It's really cool. I love it. I love it. Alright, so you also been guessing a little bit what rideable mount that we are looking to add. And maybe you want to see a little quick sneak peek on what that creature will be. Rohim. Indeed, Hamder. Some inspiration from that. No, not the Campadon. The Campadon, we tried it and it was pure hell. There's a lot of specific rules we need to work around. So, and we don't want to add it half broken, right? So sadly not the Campadon for this time. We will revisit later. But a really cool mount, and it's very similar to the horses. So, you know, a decent traveling mount and good at carrying stuff, and it is this little baby. This indeed Wisent. It's really cool. I like it. It's me on the top there. I'm very happy riding the Wisent out at the step. So yeah, really cool mount. You know, get the horn, and we wanted to make sure that it's usable, right? So it is not far off similar stats as a horse, so you can travel the world with it with some minor differences. So, you know, we're getting more and more rideable. So if you need mounts to move around in the world, it's all, you know, getting more and more easily obtainable, right? You don't just have to go for horses. There are many good options, and some of them look really cool, I think. Yes, we have bags on this one as well, but not on this specific picture. No armor, but bags. Those are being worked on as well separately, so it takes a while. So yeah, that is the rideable. And then of course we have a new dungeon in Wilderness, as you know. As many of you guessed, we have the jungle area. We have been lacking some content in the jungle, so finally we're getting more content in the jungle. And the artists have been working on that for quite a while. And I think the art and style for this is really cool. So I could show you a little bit sneak peek of that as well, so you can get a little bit of the tone. So again, we try to always add a unique, interesting twist or element to each dungeon, right? And again, we always listen carefully on feedback. How can we make the dungeon as interesting and cool as possible? And a lot of you guys have been suggesting, well, we want some outside dungeon content, right? You know, not all of them go down in a more narrow type of dungeon. So as always, we try to listen on the feedback to deliver as good and exciting dungeons as possible with a lot of variations. So let me show you a little sneak peek of that. So here we have one little picture of one of those locations. I quite a few more screenshots as I will show you here. So you can see this is outside a lot of you guys have been asking for, please give us some outside experience as well, not only in dungeons. So obviously this is rooted with the lore in the game, open world dungeon, yes, and obviously rooted in the lore in the jungle, hence the visuals. But there's also a little twist to this place, a little twist, which I hope you will enjoy. You know, a little twist. So this is our for now last dungeon work. We've been killing it when it comes to dungeon work. It's been like we're going insane. I've been working so hard on dungeons, and this is the last one for now. You know, you guys want the dungeons in the game, and that was a good call. We see a lot of exciting experience and activities surrounding these dungeons. So this is the final for this session, like I said, in the wilderness. So there's, you know, no laws. And again, there's a little twist to this place, just as you have expected in the other dungeons as well. So we hope you will enjoy this place as well. So that gave you a little bit sneak peek of that place. So as you can see with this picture, there's a little bit more than just a outside dungeon city experience. All right, so that is a little bit sneak peek of the dungeon. I'm not sure if we reveal the name of it yet, but you will have it soon enough. The mobs are lurking. We don't want to spoil everything as usual. You know, there's always a little twist and some secret stuff hidden, and we want you guys to enjoy and discover that without us, you know, feeding you too much. We're not the classic MMO developer, as you know. We want you to get the glory and satisfaction of being first. If you want to share it, you can share it, and so on. And that is quite unique, right, in a game. And I think a lot of you guys enjoy that as well. You know, being able to be that chosen one, you know, that unique hero that actually finds it. It's not just a World of Warcraft hero where you save the world and then the next one next to you do it. You know what I mean. All right, let me turn this off. And then I have one very juicy topic: the mastery system. The mastery system that I wrote a very early draft on 19 years ago. Imagine that, 19 years ago, I wrote a little book called Mortal Online. And here we are, digging into that book finally, and refreshing it, updating it, and finally implementing that kind of stuff. So let me jump in the game and show you what I'm talking about, all right? Because this is juice. It's pure juice, and I'm very excited to present this system finally. Let's see if we can... you see the game, right? Juice. Yeah, you see the game, all right? So, first rule is you need to achieve clay level 20, right? When that happens, you get a little, you see this Star Vault star logo. You see this little thing here? That gets enabled when you have reached clay 20. Not in Module this time. I mean Bacti, right? Good old Bacti. The Ewoks Endor feeling. I always like this setting. Alright, so we have the master system. Let me show you that. So what happens here is that you access this tree or window. Here is the center of the start of the master system. There's a few things that are getting a little update when it comes to design. The X-bar meter, we're gonna put it on here, and there's gonna be a little collection window of what you have learned so far, right? So here's a window that is very exciting window. You know, there's a lot going on here in this window that you will explore. Let me zoom out. Bam! We got the Nave Galaxy in the hand of your character. So here's the center, right? And now you have, depending on your clade, right now I'm a Thursar. There are some differences between the different clades, especially down here in this section here. So if we take a little close look here, obviously you start from center, right? And I can reveal already now that we have 110 mastery gift levels that you can distribute in this tree. And there are 1,000 levels. And obviously reaching those higher numbers is, you know, a big time commitment. So we're carefully been focusing also what affects combat, PvP and such. We don't want PvP strength to be years of grinding to be competitive level, right? You know all about that. We've talked about this a lot of time. No, there's not 1,000 options. There are 440 options currently, and you can only distribute 110. So obviously you have to choose carefully, right, within those. But you can continue to level up to 1,000. So after 110, you get more like glory, title, achievements, fluff, you know, and that goes very far. Initially, you begin to level quite quickly, and then obviously it slows down. That's what you would expect. So you don't get to spend points in gifts after 110. That is more fluff achievement to show that you're a real veteran eventually when you have that legendary title, for instance. You see what I mean? But let's take a little closer look here, for instance. So this is the Thursar clade window we are in here. So if I pick this one, as you can see here, quite self-explanatory. Thursar Warcry duration, 10% longer duration, and I can pick this one. Bam! And I open up the path here, right? Here I can modify the Warcry cooldown. Here I can modify the actual effects. And here I can modify the duration of it, right? And then it goes deeper from there. Here I have lifesteal duration. Bam! I can tap into lifesteal duration, tap into lifesteal health gained, the effect again, the strength of it, and I have life steal cooldown on this one. So this means as a Thirst I can tap into your existing ones and just improve them or tweak them wherever you want, right? And we're very careful here in making sure that it's small steps, but you know in the long run it makes a difference. But we want to be careful. We prefer to be on the underpowered range rather than overpowered, right? So that's what we take in consideration here. Then I have some other things here. This is how you can modify stats on your build. And since this is a Thursa, they have a modified, more empowered end node here. So for instance, if I go here, I increase one strength. I go here, another strength. And the last one gives me raw strength. So this taps into the Thursar's full potential, being the strongest melee puncher in the game. If you tap into that, that is. We have another one, Battle Cry cooldown branch and Stiganthrope modification branch here. Again, small steps, 1% may not be directly noticeable, but if things stacks up a little bit, you know, you have improved it slightly, right? And there's counter to a lot of these things as well. This is another tree. We have the Green Nebula collection, which focus on, in this case, you're getting dexterity. And then you have different types of effects here: bow sway reduction, stamina increasement, fall damage reduction, weak spot chance, move speed boosts. You know, some versatile things that everyone can tap into. So this is not unique for Thursars. Everyone share this branch. We have another one here that is the Constitution type, which is Thirst Recognition. This we have magic damage resistance, physical resistance, AI damage resistance, maximum health, some specific, you know, depending on if you want to be tougher against specific things, right? And then we have another tree here, the blue, that is more magic focused. That, you know, allow you to tap into some specific bonuses and strength when it comes to being mages, mage style. And then we have the strength tree, carry weight limitations, melee damage bonuses, damage to AI. We have specific, you know, pets specifications. You can do more damage against pets, being more tough against pets so they don't damage you as easy. So there's a lot of versatility here you can tap into. You know, if you hate pets, now you can do something about it, you know, trying to build resistance against pets, for instance. So this gives you a lot more fine-tuning for your playstyle. And of course, we have a little tree here in the middle that gives you action points pools and profession points pools in different steps here. So for all of you guys that have said, holy shit, please give me 5 more skill points, I can't be this perfect build, now you can take that transition. Can you reroll with this tree? Yes. So you see here in my inventory we have 2 new items right here in this case. Elixir and a Shard of Oblivion. So I use these to unlock specific branches, and another one is to forget about them. So if I forget about this one, you see I removed one of these Shard of Oblivion. Now if I retrain it, I use one of the Elixir. So these initial big stars that taps into a category costs an Elixir, and to forget about it, I use a Shard. So this is how you can modify the trees over time if you're not happy with it. These types comes at the costs. Common normal ones you can buy from NPC for gold, and then you can utilize those. So yeah, those are straightforward. So I guess that's the basic of this system. Is there anything else I'm forgetting about right now? So again, it may look overwhelming, right, at first, but again, you're not getting a huge amount of terms of raw PvP power that completely change the battlefield. This is small steps, small reinforcement of current ones, but you have room for modifying. If there's something you're missing, this may be the tool that allow you to tap into that, right? And we're always on the, like I said, the careful side. You can buff your spell magic powers, but you can also tap into resistance of that. So if you're a Thursa and you hate magic damage, you can tap into that kind of resistance, right? So there's quite a lot of different types here, as you can see. A lot of interesting thing. Looks great training, looking forward to it. Yeah, so PTR next week we're scheduled for. We are obviously very eager to get you into that one as well, and to go crazy here. We're boosting it with 100 times, so you can quickly experiment with this. and yeah, give us feedback. Flag if there's something that seems crazy or off or seems overpowered. That's obviously the initial first important feedback. We want to make sure that we prefer to start underpowered rather than overpowered, as you can understand. And we also made sure that everyone can tap into the first section of most effect quickly and easy, rather than having to grind, as I said before, to be on a competitive level. And then it goes into, you know, almost infinity in terms of bragging rights and fluff and so on. We have magic damage resistant example here, for instance here. So if you are a fighter that thinks you need more resistance against mages, this is a tree for you. And then you can spec into the different types. If you really hate elementalism, you can tap into this one. If you hate ecumenical, you can tap into that one. You know, there's a lot of options. So yeah, that is overall the mastery system. We all think we need magic resistance and pet resistance. So again, you know, if you think there's too much strength in magic and pets, you can do some work towards preventing a little bit of that, right? So depending on your role and style, there will be a lot of interesting, exciting building going around here with this system. It's going to be awesome to see what the hell you come up with here and how you build your characters. How do you gain levels? Yeah, so it's the same glory. When you gain glory, you gain it in this tree as well. So straightforward, doing tasks, adventuring will help you move forward in this tree. So the other trees or the other clades, again, it's the bottom here, right? They buff into their specific clades, you know, reducing cooldowns and such, and adding some specific strength. Their stats, all clades have one main stat. The Thursa have the strength, as you can see here. The Ogmirs have constitution instead, so you can't tap into 4 raw strength as Ogmir. You can only tap into 4 constitution, for instance. The Alvarines have dexterity instead, and the humans have a little bit of all stats as an option instead. So that's how the different clades bottom works. Wait, so I don't get 4 raw int as Ogmir? No, Ogmir's main stat is not int, but however, all clades can tap into intelligence. So if you're Ogmir and you want to tap into more intelligence, you still have this one. You get this one, and a raw one. So you can gain a raw and some int bonuses. But it's only the constitution for Ogmirs is the main one, is constitution. But if I'm a elite PvP, I only duel and I'm clade 15, I don't want a PvE. So this is still a MMORPG, role-playing game, right? And one big part of this that we have been lacking a bit with, that have been one of a huge feedback, that there's way too little character progression, way too little role-playing progression. And we are always careful, like I said before, to separate direct PvP balance in long-term investments and have other types of long-term investment that are not related to PvP. So as I said, there's not a lot of this investment you have to do to maximize your PvP potential if you're only interested in PvP. But you still have to build your character in terms of progressing it right into that baseline. But that doesn't mean that you need 110 mastery levels to be on a competitive PvP level. You can tap into those very quickly within a few levels, and then the rest is specific random things that you may want to, work towards. So the Thursas is actually below the Ogmirs today, as you know. And their full potential has always been to be the strongest melee hit striker. And this is where that taps, taps into. Sleepy Joe, thank you for the donation. Great fucking job, Henry. This master tree is badass. You're killing it, man. Let's get focused on quality of life. World events and more content in this game will be unreal. Once a month streams are perfect. Great content. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Like I said, we always appreciate feedback, how we can improve and make streams interesting. And of course, the content we want to deliver as good as possible. Whereas me that foot speed difference is going to be far too drastic following this. No, as I said, we know speed is king, right? There's a few factors that we know is very sensitive because we get the data, right, from all the players. And in those cases, we're very careful, right? Like I said, PTR next week, if you point out something that seems to be indeed over the top, that's the feedback we want, right? I'm not gonna lie, Thruster Clade gives upgrader super weak. So, like I said, they may seem all weak, but that is intentionally because we don't want it to be overpowered and then have to nerf builds that people have been adjusting to and make people upset. It's better to be, okay, this one is weak, I don't use it, or maybe I use it, and then over time it's much safer for us to slowly increase it until, okay, now it's in a good level, right? So by intention, we start on the lower spectrum, right? What's the white tree in the center that only goes up? So this is where you get action points. If you pick this one, I get 2 action points to my skill tree. If I pick this one, I get 4 professions. If I continue, 2 actions, 4 professions, 10 actions, and so on. So if you really want a lot more skill points, that is the branch for you. Again, we know most of you have been dying and screaming for more skill points because you're too limited and restricted. By design, you're not supposed to have all roles in one character, as you know. But this gives you a little bit more because we're also approaching additional sprints that gives or adds more primary action point skills to the game, which means obviously it will be even more of a struggle to choose, right? So we always plan to have room for a little bit more skill points so you can experiment your builds, but also there will be more primary action skills added to the game all the time. I can test master in PTR. So we have created a little specific pig that we can feed you with, and some tools, items, so you can quite efficiently boost. And we also added a 100x boost to this tree, so you go up very quickly to be able to play around with this. And we supply these items that allows you to spec and respec. So after PTR, obviously we plan to disable the 100x boost, so it has the normal curve, but you will still get an idea of the XP progression. Players who already reached level 20 have more extra clade. No, level 20 clade unlocks this window. PTR is planned for next week, Wednesday. So we're almost there, guys. How can we reset master points? By using this elk shard, Oblivion. So I have this one, right? And I consume one of these shards to remove it. We're missing some tooltip. There will be an information saying here also exactly what you need to get it or to refund it, right? There will be a line of information on that here. There's a few things that will be updated to this tree. These lines will be a little bit more beautified pass. This tree here on the XP bar will be underneath and a list to the right of the window, so we have a nice clean window in the middle. Few small minor tweaks, and like I said, more information exactly how you get this gift and remove that gift. These two cost money, yes. It's very hot features, indeed. This is the good old mastery we've been talking about for quite a while, and feels almost surreal to taking those steps finally and having that in the game. And look at this masterpiece. Isn't this a beautiful work of our artists? I wonder what this is. I wonder what this is. What the hell is this? Oh well, oh well. I'm going to do fishing for all 100 master points. That's one way to do it, Jugi. That's one way to do it. Raise artist pay. They've been killing it. I really liked art for this. Really good work. Base? I mean, what is this? 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 What? That's no moon. That's a ball. A space ball. Is it though? Is it? Alright, alright. Maybe it is. What happens to the extra clade we have after 20? Nothing. The clade, tree and masteries are separated. You get into masteries when you achieved clade level 20. They're separate after that. So no, you know, you can't just stack up on your clade and have them transfer to this system. They're separate. So yeah, we are obviously very eager to get this going on PTR next week. Looking forward to get your feedback. If you find something crazy, you know, we appreciate you helping us with that. And you know, you can tap into some juice over here. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And you can see we have a list of the ones that we gather here. I can't swap tree. I need to recreate character, tap into Alvarine, and you know, get the experience unlocked. So I haven't planned that, but it's the same tree except this bottom here, right? This is specific for each clade. The two on the sides here buffs current clade abilities on your clade, and then all these one in the middle gives you a little expansion on your stats. And the center one is always dedicated for your main stat depending on your clade. Like I said before, Thurs have strength, Ogmi have the constitution, Alvarines have dexterity, and humans have a mix. You will be able to buy these for golds. Quite straightforward. So you need gold. Quite a bit of gold. Every single step here doesn't cost a shard. I only have a lot now to test a lot of things. All the start branches, we're gonna make a little update on that as well. These here are meant to probably be a bit larger. The starting tree points, those require this elixir to unlock. And then the next one, this one is free. As you see, if I pick this one, I don't consume any of these. I just need obviously the experience level, right? But if we decide to undo this one, then I need an Oblivion shard. You see, if I remove this now, I removed one of these. So when you respec, you always need shards. And when you unlock tree branches, you need an elixir. So quite straightforward. You level these by doing tasks of any various kind or killing beasts in the world that give you glory. Isn't it going to make hard for new players to live in MO2? Why would this make it hard for them to live? What do you mean? I want to understand what you mean. Because no, this gives them more character progression. Again, this is a role-playing game, right? And everyone said that, you know, everything is done within a week of grinding, right? And then that's it. You're running around in the world and want to find new things. This gives you a perfection tree. You can refine your character further, small but nice steps. You can be more professional in specific areas, more skill points to learn. And then everything over 110 is more fluff, veteran stuff that doesn't have any impact in how the character progress. So it's quite easy to tap into the first bunch that have the most impact, I would say. And that was purposely, obviously. I mean, the trinkets is obviously more impactful than this, you know. And as you know, we have made trinkets more common. We started careful and slow. The market is being more saturated, and it's easier and easier to obtain trinkets wherever you go in the world. But they are powerful, right? If you find the sweet spots one, I would say that they are more impactful in PvP than this tree. It looks overwhelming, right? But the trinkets are more powerful when it comes to raw PvP power. So this doesn't mean that you get way behind in PvP. The trinkets are a little bit stronger when it comes to that. We are aware of that. But they're becoming more common also in the world, that, you know, eventually the market will be full of them and price will obviously go down. You know. Make it easier for those of the one-shot peeps. No, because obviously there's equal contra for the other ones. I mean, they have this small similar buff in similar ways, and then options. All of these things doesn't make me hit harder, right? Obviously. So there's a lot of experimenting here. Skill points, options, and so on. Amazing, way more than what I expected in PTR. If we are not clear to, how do we test? We can assist with that. We can spawn some things that boost your character. So if I can give some kind of idea. So from level 10 to 20 clade, I think you're reaching equivalent to like 80 or something in this tree. Or a little bit less. So quite quickly, the curve is adjusted that you quite quickly go up to 80, and then it slows down more. And then the closer to 110, the more it slows down, right? And those last point is more like, what should I go? Let's take one more skill point, or, you know, something, whatever. You're probably going to pinpoint, these are the ones I want. I'm a PvP player, so I'm only interested in these branches. And then the rest is fluff for you, I guess. All depends on your playstyle, obviously, right? No, the gap between a new player and a veteran in Mortal 9 is extremely smaller than pretty much all other MMO in the world. And we did that by purpose and intention. The biggest factor is always your PvP player skills. If you're a good PvP player, your gear is not the main factor. Your trinket is not the main factor, and this tree is not the main factor. All those together obviously make a difference, but again, compared to any other MMO, if you're level 50 and he's level 60, you will never compete, period. Period, right? That's not the case here. You can pick up a noob hammer and wreck an army of new player with naked noob hammer because you have the player skills, right? Sure, there's also a ping factor depending on when you're way above the ping normalization, but we have had that discussion for many years now. So we don't have to go into the details of that, where it makes a difference, right? But yeah, I haven't played another MMO that have less character progression differences between new and old. And you know, some people that are focused on PvP may come here, oh my god, this looks huge, it's gonna take me years to be able to compete with anyone else. No, I mean, most of you vets knows that's not the case, right? You can be on a battlefield and can be on a competitive level within a week if you practice and how to fight and have a good group color, you know. So and that's still the case even with this tree. Show Stygian tree. What do we? So currently we have 1% healing received. The effects, we have adrenaline cooldown, adrenaline duration, and the Stygian Trophy effects strength in this one. And it's 1% here, right? So you can see it's not a huge difference, but it's something, right? That can be enough to make a build that you may be interested in. The strength, first strength is a normal strength, but the last one is raw. Yes, you need to have that clade gift for this to work. If you don't have it, this is wasted. I have no quick way of changing build. I only have the Thursa currently set up with this unlocked. So I can't show that, but next week, already on Wednesday, scheduled, if everything goes as planned, you will be able to jump on PTR and play around with this yourself. And we are eagerly awaiting feedback. And if you find something very critical or too overpowered, we are obviously very eager to get that feedback as early as possible, so we can take a look and see if we need to make adjustments to make this as a safe starting point as possible. We prefer it to be week to week, and then slowly over time we could adjust that rather than too powerful, right? We learned that the hard way. Can you make them more tanky as counter? That would be armors, right? If you put armor on your pets, they will be more tanky. You can spec into being a specialized animal killer or beast killer by going into those specific trees to get a little bonus against them. But obviously the natural counter of that will be better armor, right? On the creatures. Can you gain +1 blade gift from one of these masters? Blade gift? What do you mean? The pots and gems, that is to unlock main branches and to refund them. So if you want to respec the tree, you require these items. Yes, this is the tree for PTR. This is one of the big things that we obviously want testing and feedback on to make sure that we're on a good starting spot. Nothing that stands out crazy. That's what we want to spot, right? And obviously you guys are very valuable help in that, right? Does damage to AI also give damage to spells? There are specific ones for spells reduction, spell strength, damage against pets, rituals, dominated. There's all different groups. So you really can specify in different forms. Oh god, can we make tower dogs even more insane? No, you don't have a gift that buffs your pets. It's a little bit strange, right? This is more connected to you, your character, not your pets, currently at least. What happens if you clear the gift reset below 20 after having started this? Nothing. You just enable this tree when you reach 20 for the first time. Then there are two separate trees that you can modify, respec however you want. You need a requirement though, right? The experience to go up in level, and you need specific items depending on what you're trying to unlock or refund. No, I don't think we wanna reveal the dungeon. You know, there's so much content and secrets tied to that. Sorry. That it's more fair, right, to get everyone on release to explore that on your own. People find a lot of things, right? And if you find it before it's live, it's a little bit sad, right? So we are still doing the same thing as we've done before. Yeah, raw in the end for the main clade. Alright, let me jump down a little bit here now so I can catch up. Will you need a big group for the new dungeon? No, so I showed a little bit. I don't know if you missed it, but I can show again. I have some sneak peek picture. Everyone have been asking for outdoor dungeons, right? So we've given that. Really cool. I really like the environment. Looks awesome. It's a huge open, almost like a old city, right? And it's really awesome to PvP and PvE in this area. A lot of cool hidden things. Some cool tactical grounds. Secret rooms. All the cool stuff that you would expect from our dungeons, right? And then there's obviously a twist to this place, as all other dungeon. It's a really cool place. Yeah. Gonna join a server for some Forbidden Tower action. What kind of Forbidden Tower action are we talking about? Tribe is excited for their new playground, I bet. More invisible bridges. No, every new dungeon have had a new element or twist to it, as you've noticed so far, hopefully. And this one have its own. And you're gonna find out soon enough when you explore it. And like I said, obviously we use all the feedback on all the past dungeon, what was good, what was bad, and try to perfect and give a lot of options and cool dungeons. And hopefully you will also enjoy this one as much as you have done on our previous dungeon that was a huge success. I like this one a lot. It has a nice element, and I kind of agree with a lot of you guys. You know, it's a refreshing feeling to have a big outdoor dungeon. You know, you can go in from any angle or circle. Enemies and friends can, you know, engage in many tactical ways because it's an open field, right? But with these cool tactical components. So it's going to be interesting. Hopefully a cool experience. And yeah, if you missed the new armor, a badass armor, this is it. A medium heavy armor. Yeah, this looks badass, I think. I'm really happy with the artist's work. Really cool helmet. Really cool. I have two questions for you guys that I can't forget. Are you guys happy with the helmet and the mane? Is there any specific thing that are standing out that you would think would be bad? I don't want to say it. I want to hear it if you think it is something that I was thinking. Is this going to be a thing or not? I just want to see if anyone consider it even. If you think it's badass as it is, we're happy, right? But need to be black instead of whites. So that is touching what I was thinking. So I'm gonna share it, right? The color, right? One of the thing is, if you're in a dark area and something is white, obviously it's gonna not blend, you know what I mean, right? It's cool as hell. I like how it's a white main. It's a cool design, but it's obviously gonna pop out a little bit, right? If it's a darker color on it, it's gonna blend more in darkness. But I don't know if do we care as that it pops a little bit in darkness, or what do you guys think? I think the helmet looks really cool from the front, but obviously personal taste, right? Some will hate it, some will love it. It's the usual, right? But so far the majority seems to like it. But it doesn't look like someone had problems with it being a light color, right? We tried black. It didn't look as realistic and nice for some reason. White looked a little bit better and nice. Got the Roham feeling from Lord of the Rings. So that's why we tried with this and wanted to see also what you guys think. No, the hair color will remain. It's not the material that you craft in. Later on when we add dyes, then maybe that will be a dyeable option. Could be cool, right? So you can actually choose your own color. Is it an impossibly expensive book to get? No. We have a pretty good balance here. It's nothing too crazy. This armor is not supposed to be a insane achievement to get, so you can all get it if you really want to. But it looks like the majority. I can make a little quick. Voice votes. Two-minute quick vote. What color preferences would you want to have on the main thing? Reminds me of a lot of the Ring. We were actually inspired by a lot of the Ring armors when we built this one. So yeah, good eye. No, sorry, I don't have a photo on the proper material in black. I have it in a fake one where it doesn't look really good. You know, some colors are difficult, and black is one of those. If it's too dark, it becomes pitch black in darkness, so it looks fake. So we have to find a middle ground, brighten it up a little bit, and then in some other light, it can be tricky. While this one looks great in all environments, obviously it stands out a little bit more in darkness, right? But I mean, if you're not a stealth assassin, you go for badass style instead, right? Looks good. Gray, maybe. I mean, yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of armors on animals on go, but we also said that, you know, when we started adding some of them, some people got upset that the balance was a little bit off. So the question is, we may want to have those slowdown function that a heavy armor brings, to not add more animals with heavy armors until we have that function tagging along, right? Should be green, blue. Can we get tabards? Not yet. So let's see. Just to get a good. I mean, it looks like the majority agrees with the artist proposal. Obviously, you don't have the comparison that we had, but we obviously trust the artist that they tried to make it the best look possible, which currently is white, but obviously we could change the color. But 61% think it looks coolest, which is quite dominating, right? So it looks quite spot on. I mean, later we can always do variation or, you know, allow dyeing that type of hair, right? So you can pick your own color. I'm pretty sure that can be covered later on. color depending on backing. You know, if the system doesn't support it, we need to build it, right? So we need to use what we have. So the only thing you can change on this armor is the resource material. So you can visibly see, okay, they're using panzer scales or they're using this type of leather, which is the big parts, as you can see here, right? You can see where the leather here is, and all that material is the craftable material that you can change. So you can see what's it crafted in. So the same system, right? We haven't expanded on that to show anything else at this point. And also it comes at a performance cost, right? So we need to be careful. We are fully aware of tabards, guild colors, emblems. It didn't sadly make the top 10 list, but with this next patch, we are finally delivering the 4th and final sprint for this big roadmap, which means we are starting to build the upcoming roadmap. There's a few things that we know everyone have been yelling for, you know, one of them is guild emblems. So we may not even need a new vote for that one. We just need to plan it and put it somewhere on the upcoming roadmap. And there's always some room for what of these categories would you like to see first, where you can vote for those, right? We haven't set a date for these yet. You know, we've been super cramped with the sprint 4 to deliver that, and we also have some summer vacation around the corner, so we don't want to bring in too much. It's been hard work for the team. You know, every single sprint in the last 5-6 patches have been hard work, hard, you know, dedication, and you guys seems to see that, you know, we're delivering good content, and we want to be able to continue on that path, right? So the team needs some deserved vacation days before they get back on it for sprint 5 moving forward. And yes, we do want to have in-game votes. We're looking at that. We started a little thing that allows us to have the in-game votes, because that's more accurate in terms of we know we're getting opinions from our playing active customers, right? And that's a high value for us. So that's something we're gonna try to do to secure it. Yeah, absolutely. So again, I try to make it clear as possible on the vote map that there's a few things that we're still working on. That doesn't mean that we're scratching them completely, but some things are simply requiring very sensitive development, a lot of time to make it good, because I think most of us can agree combat and balance is one of the most delicate, sensitive thing in these types of game, and this is also where everyone argue against each others and so on, right? It's impossible to get perfect, but we want to get it as a good baseline as possible, so majority can at least play with it, right, and use the different options we offer. So that means we absolutely don't want to rush out combat PvP related functions, because when we're doing draft, we can very quickly feel and see that this doesn't feel good, or this is not going to be well appreciated by the majority. That means we want to work more on it till we feel now it's exciting. Let's let the players join in and try it out, and then we can refine from there on. And that will also be a very specific PTR. We say we won't have a date on that, so even we may have a long-term PTR for that specific combat. So we will have combat groups almost a little bit like combat beta, so we can really focus on those functions before we feel now the majority is excited about this, let's put it live. So that's why that is a bit specific from the normal development. I hope that makes sense. So we may, have a little side branch on the roadmap saying that these things are being worked on in the background. Maybe something like that clarifies. I want more non-PvP content, like planting and farming in my house. Yeah, so farming and breeding is two big, cool features that a lot of people have been asking for, that we also had in the first game, but we want to again refine them and make them even more next-gen in Mortline 2, which means we need to redesign quite a bit, recode a lot of bits. But yeah, absolutely. We have a long list, right, where we're happy to get input from you guys. Out of these 10 different features, content, what will you like to see first? And then we have a few things that we absolutely want to add without a vote. We also have a quality of life polish phase planned, removing some of those bugs that have been annoying the player base. So we're gonna find a good mix there, hopefully. Sitting on chairs is planned along with table games functions, so it's on the map, but again, the exact sprint is the big question, right? Pretty much some deep shit, man. I love that shit. Yeah, it was cool. It has some balance issues that we obviously are refining this time around. So hopefully it will just be a better system all around this time. But we need some time for it. And like I said, we can't just pick too many. I mean, it's been crazy. I don't know, but if you look at other big MMOs out there, it's not very traditional to throw out these types of huge patches with this amount of content. It's quite insane, and I'm extremely proud of the team that managed to deliver such big complex systems in quite short timeline. I mean, expansion in a MMO today, it can take a half year or even a year, right? Obviously, this is not a continent expansion, but it's damn close to a huge expansion for many other MMOs. A whole new dungeon. It's a huge project, and it takes a lot of time, for most MMOs to add that kind of content in the game. But we have a good pipeline. We have efficient, teamwork that works very well for us. But we need to be careful not to overdo things now, right? We need to stay on track on stable, good patches, just moving in the right direction. Of this update, I'm still holding out for the boats seafaring edition. Let us live on seas and islands. Let us raid. Yeah, absolutely. I'm personally longing for that feature as well. But again, obviously, I'm not doing this for my own play sessions. I'm doing this for you guys first and foremost. I'm here for the long run. I know we will have boats in the future, so I'm not too stressed. I can wait. But the question is when you guys want the different things. We have so many things to choose from, right? And I know a lot of you guys want a lot of easy obtainable group content that small groups can tap into, have fun, engagement. We have a few ideas and concepts there that we also talked about. We have the Relic Wars. We have some various things, right? The dimension runs, what do we call it, like Dark and Darker, Hellgates type of components. So we have a lot of things to choose from, and we want to make sure that the majority can get a lot of joy out of these first packed sprints, and then slowly over time, obviously, we're going to cover those various types of features and content, including ships eventually, right? I mean, if after 2-3 sprints or whatever, and everyone says, well, we have plenty of all of these things now, maybe it's time to actually jump deep into the ship system and make it happen eventually. Obviously, that's a huge system, so it's going to take time to develop also, right? But we have a very good idea of concept-wise where we want it to be. And then obviously it comes to the implementation of the systems that takes time. And it ties to the sea, ocean systems, water content that needs to be at a certain stage as well. Thievery, obviously another one that some groups obviously want or are waiting for, that they enjoy that very much in the first game. So yeah, I mean, again, it's a long list, and we're here for many years to come. We just want to make sure that we pick the good high value in the first bunch of sprints that a lot of you guys can enjoy. We want to grow, right, audience? We are one big family. We want to grow the population. We want more players to play with and play against, right? And to do that, we need to pick solid features that interest a lot of players, along with obviously ramping up our marketing campaigns that we're starting with now as well. So yeah, it's exciting times ahead. And very exciting features. Everything we work on now is very exciting, I think. Yeah, we also have dedicated coders that are going to go back to the magic focus soon and finish elementalism. That's another one, right? This is Kalardan Banded Armor, if I'm not mistaken. It's really cool. I like it. I like it a lot. The design is badass. if you ask me. But I'm really happy that the majority of you guys seems to enjoy this design on it as well. So yeah, we've gone through the master system, guys. We have gone through all the major points. By the way, I have a question for you guys. I may as well do a little poll. Because this is important. I need to know this today. So the question here is, Twitch drop is a great content. It helps our content creators, right? We boost them a little bit. Everyone can, join in and have fun. We get a more awareness. It helps, the game. Everything is positive with Twitch drops. Obviously, we plan to use them along with patches. There's one thing we want to finish in that Twitch drop system on our end that allows us to add various types of drops, so we can have cool variations, right? Furniture, stuff like that. Currently, we only support capes, and you guys have got a few capes already, right? And so the question is pretty much here in the votes. In this next sprint or patch, I mean, should we have one last cape drop, or do we have nothing? That's the options. Because we need another sprint to support other types of Twitch drops. It's mostly positive for us in the game, and if people don't absolutely hate it and think it's awful to have another cape, we can make that happen. I assume a lot of our content creator would prefer to have one because it again helps them also, and that helps the game in return, and that helps everyone, including those that says no, because you want more players in game, right? But if the majority think, nah, we're good with the capes, don't spend time on adding another one, a last one, because it's easy for us to add another one, but we can't add another type of drop until we reach the next sprint, pretty much. So yeah, I told the team, let's ask community, do we want to do one more last cape or not? And then, plan the next one. Blue cape. We had a blue cape. It's pretty cool. As long as it's a cape, not a rag. The rag is pretty cool. I like the towel, don't you guys? I mean, we need them all. We need some strange one also, don't we? We can't just have all perfect cool ones, right? A good cape, please. But what is a good cape then? Because one of the things is also, right? We want the best, coolest, badass cape to be tied to your reward in game, discovery or hard work, right? It goes hand in hand, and that should reward a cool cape. Just watching a Twitch drop, anyone can do that, and they can even be a little bit AFK doing it. So it's not a big investment to get it, right? And that means we can only add so many capes because it comes at the cost, so we can't just overflow the game with them. So every cape counts, right? So you see what I mean, right? We can't have the coolest, badass Twitch drop cape because this is not a cosmetic microtransaction game. If it was, that is where you throw all of that on, right? But this is where if you are a badass task player or do secrets discovered in game, that's when you should be rewarded for the coolest stuff, right? It goes hand in hand with this type of game. And a Twitch drop doesn't really classify to be on that level. That's why we try to make them interesting in different ways, but not completely compete with the in-game content rewards. Does it make sense what I'm trying to explain? So that's why the reason we try to have a little bit of a difference between the Twitch drop rewards and in-game rewards. I hope that makes sense. But if we just look at your feedback on if we should have one or not, majority absolutely want one, and only a few refuses to have another one or don't like it. So I guess we make a last one. So we need to decide how it should look. It's always a challenge because we know that, if we don't make it too cool, a little towel, which I think is pretty cool, People gonna complain a little bit, right? Rightfully so, for their opinion. Is on first. So, do we want a full long cape or a little side cape or some other type? Towel is sick, right? Right? I think it's pretty cool. What will be the new future drops? You said furniture, anything else? So it can be almost anything, right? Again, we want to make sure it's something that fits. Full cape, side, long. Looks like the majority wants a long. Do we have a specific color or material type that we want to add on it? Backpack? Purple cape. We have a purple one already, right? I mean, we have the soldier... Is it soldier? Soldier purple reward cape, right? Long on the left, short on the right. We need pink. What? Silver gray. Dragonhide. I mean, now we're overdoing it, right? As I said before, we don't want to compete and add the coolest cape as a Twitch drop. Do we really want that? The coolest cape as a Twitch drop. We want that as an achievement or discovery in the game, don't we? Are we not on the same page there, guys? I think so, right? Loincloth from MO1. Giant purple cape. But we already have a purple cape. Do we really want another one? Another one? Foraging cape, cool, please. Don't you like the foraging cape? It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Dark green with mud stains. We have a dark green also. Small purple cape. You mean a purple towel? Is that what we want? Yes, you're right. I think so, right, Aralis? There's a skin cape. Dragon cape? No. We're way overdoing it. Like I said, we want those really spectacular cape rewards to be in-game, right? Golden white. Neon green. Superman cape. Different banners. A banner is an option also. Maybe a little bit strange. Do we want a banner as a Twitch drop? Loincloth. Purple towel. A purple towel, eh? I'm okay with a purple towel. Orange cape, hood cape. There is so many options. Everyone wants different things, right? That's the problem. Light green. No towel cape, please. Good old towel. Come on, man. Polar bear fur. How about something with more than one colors? I mean, we can pretty much put anything on it, but like I said, we don't want to spend too much time on it. We don't want it to be a, you know, the most epic cape that you had to be on a Twitch drop to get it, right? Maybe cape that looks like the Master Tree Galaxy. Whoa, isn't this way too cool, guys? I mean, look at this tree. It's a masterpiece art-wise. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Don't you think? Ogmere fur, green cape, short black cape. The problem is, the majority want a really cool one, right? Which makes it difficult to compete with what we wanna say for in-game content as well. That's a little struggle. Cape with Henrik face on it, eh? Is there MO2 logo cape? No, it's a little bit strange, right? To have the game logo in-game. It doesn't really... I mean, Mortal 9 2, it doesn't really exist in this game, right? You see what I mean? Any dark cape, night sky cape. Sorry. All right, let's see. I guess we have to brainstorm a little bit in the team and see what may fit as the last Twitch drop cape for now. As everyone wants different things, right? Split cape, reversed V cut in the middle, cut in texture. I want crossbow. Poncho. Fire cape. Backpack. Invisible cape. Belt for potions. Galaxy cape. Pet cape. New banner. We have to have a little internal discussion, I guess, to see what may fit the last one. You guys are all over the place. That makes it quite difficult to get a main direction, it seems. But obviously I appreciate the suggestions. You know. Max mastery is 110 currently. I am 120 here, but I only get 110 gifts points to spend. You see what I mean? You can go up to level 1000 and get those most badass title in the world. And the most respect from the god, they will even bow to you. But you won't progress further after 110, you know. That cape with Star Wars logo. You see what we did here, right? You see this little star here? That is a Star Vault star. Pretty cool. I like it. Like it. Like it. I guess we have to think a little bit about the last cape. We don't want to be on top, and obviously we don't want to do it too boring, I guess. It's always a challenge. My mind is blown. Invisible cape, please. How that you can say that you have a invisible cape on you already. You don't need a cape for that, right? Did you play Path of Exile? I did. It's a really good game. I would say that it's completely beat what Diablo 3 was supposed to be. Am I right? Or am I right, ladies and gentlemen? That's my personal take, at least. No, gains 77. I did go through the mastery tree a little bit before. And no, absolutely not. We are very careful when it comes to being on a competitive level, PvP especially. You are not going to be behind even without the mastery tree. Small improvements and tactical and options, I would say more specialization, but absolutely not behind. And you also tap into the first PvP impact levels quickly and easy, similar to Clade levels. The rest is fluff and other cool stuff. Skill tree of Path of Exile looks similar. There's absolutely similarities. Absolutely. I mean, you know, we are all playing a lot of games. Obviously, we try to be inspired by a lot of the good games out there where it makes sense and fits a little bit in our game as well. So yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I can't switch Master Tree to Alvarin very easily. It's gonna be a pain for me to remake character and play it up and all that, and I also need a GM assistance to make it happen. So, but like I said before, it's these from this line here and this line here, all these under here is unique for the different clades. All these 4 or 5 branches here is shared between all the clades. So it's only this bottom here. And they tap into your existing clade gifts and modify them in different ways. Small ways, but, you know, something. And then these middle ones are tapping into stat options a little bit. And the main one here is always your clade main stats. So in this case, Thursa is strength, and that means I can tap into 4 raw strength, putting the Thursa as the strongest melee hitter in the game. Ogmir has constitution, being the toughest tank in game. Alvarin have dexterity instead, being the agile, fast, weak spot character in game. And human have a mix. Bro, more lifesteal duration is crazy. It's a very small difference, and you know, one of the problems with lifesteal is that if you just parry it or avoid him, you've done nothing with the lifesteal. That's one of the challenge, right? You need to make sure you hit something for it to even give you something. So it is situational, and you can also avoid it. If you see someone who activated lifesteal, you know, you can make him suffer by not utilizing it. If there's nothing nearby he can utilize. If they parry, of course. If they parry or just keep the distance, or you know, move your pet away. But yeah, absolutely. All clades gives obviously gonna have a little bonus tie that makes them a little bit stronger, or be able to use them a little bit faster. Or corrupt, exactly. So there's obviously a lot of counters, logical counters for all of them. That still makes, you know, is still the case. And like I said, we are happy to get feedback if we seem to have missed something that are too overpowered, or you know, something like that. We're happy to get that feedback during PTR starting next week on Wednesday is planned. We wanna make sure that nothing is overpowered. We prefer to be underpowered, which allows it to have some room for upcoming patches to tweak those carefully. Other than the opposite, it's really dreadful for the players to build their builds and then to get it devastated by a big nerf or something. So we want to be on the underpowered side this time. So feel free to help us play around with this tree, do some crazy builds, and feel free to point out if you think there seems to be something that are standing out too much. Is there anything for archers? Absolutely. There's weak spot. Let's see. There should be. Where do we have them? Wait, no, that's agility. Almost not remember what the hell we had. Is it history? There should be. Where the hell do we have that? No, this is damage to bow sway reduction. Here, that's bow sway. Jump height, interesting. Fall damage reduction. So we only have bow sway currently. So obviously, yeah, I don't want to talk about the future again too much, right? You know, some people get upset when we talk too much about this future. So I'll try to be careful, not jumping too much ahead of time or sharing some stuff. We can't unlock the whole tree. No, so here's 440 in total, if I'm not mistaken. But you can only select 110. So you have to pick carefully. But you can always respec wherever you want, right? As long as you have the experience and the tools for it. Yeah, small, obviously not 25 movement speed. No. Where was it? Where the hell was it now? Movement speed 0.25. So as you can see, very careful. If you just pick a few of these, you're not gonna notice it. But if you invest all of them, and in the long run, over distances, you will start gaining some of the bonuses, right? But again, by purposely having them on the underperforming preferably rather than overperforming. Yes, we intend to revisit Spiritism since our little stomp there to prevent some bad things for the game, which we intend to revisit when we go back to some magic focus. So that means you won't, since it's too much work to go back to it each time you add something new. Oh well, at least it's relevant for now. Oh well, what do you mean, the Quebec? I didn't follow. Can you show all master points? Just quickly over them. I saw some busted ones while you were scrolling, like 0.4 armor weights. So those are the ones, obviously, that we want to spot if there seems to be something that are... wait. Free armor weight 0.4. 0.4. Yeah. Free carry weight. Free carry weight. So these are the things we want feedback on, right? If something seems to be way out of proportion or balance, we want to hear it. Right? But yeah, it's only these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0.4 each step. That's not much. I mean, we're gonna collect all feedback, right? If we see a strong indication that something seems off, obviously we are gonna take a close look on that, right? But if it's the usual, one think this one is a little bit too much, the majority don't think it's too much, we try to look at the whole picture, right? And then we do some test on that and see if it seems too much or not. To give a free armor weight is pretty huge for light armor mage. So yeah, feel free to give all the feedback during PTR. We're gonna collect it all and go through it. And we will see. Like this system, this will make a lot more build diversity. That's one of the points, right? A lot of people have always been a little bit iffy on they're too restricted and it's only 2 characters and there's close to be able to get some more skills into something, but you have to sacrifice something else. And people have been, you know, sending us messages quite frequently to please adjust that a little bit with some more headroom. And this is it, right? This gives you headroom for interesting builds and diversity indeed. There may be some ones that are, you know, Nicholas Hansen, that everyone, melee fighters, should take this one. It's a no-brainer. And maybe the majority agrees, right? There will be meta for minimum selections, right? And then obviously there will probably be a lot of interesting room for what the hell do I do here, right? What are my options for my specific builds? But that's natural, right? I mean, obviously if you're a melee hitter and you can get strength, quite natural, right? That you would pick that in many cases. But if you're not a specific melee hitter, then obviously that's not for you. It's just how it is, right? We can't avoid some of those no-brainer options for your specific builds, right? But there will be plenty of interesting areas. You know, we already tested it internally and we're all doing very different approach. Well, why did you prefer that over that? It's interesting to see how everyone thinks, right? And it's going to be interesting to see what you guys come up with as well. And what do you think? I'm sure some people will create metas and builds around this, obviously, right? And then there will be those exploring, doing crazy stuff. And that's one of the beautiful thing of this, right? Thieves is a feature that we will have soon enough. Carry weight for mules. You can carry more stuff. And that's pretty convenient to be able to carry a lot of loot. Can it be player-made quests or guild-made quests? You can already do that. You can already do quests for other players. Give them a task of your own. Go ahead. There's quite some of that going on already. Someone needs something of you, and they pay well when you deliver that. That's the beauty of a free open sandbox MMO. Did it present time pets working down the necro? So let's see. Jeez. Damage to untamed. Damage to tamed. Damage to dominated. Damage to ritual pets. So if you really hate ritual pets, you can dig into this branch. You know? H3 please. So we got maximum mana, right? We got some mana regeneration. We got some minimum mana regen. Mana cost reduction. Got some spell power. The different schools power. We got the specific school mana cost differences. So yeah. You can tap into some interesting stuff there as well. And as usual, you can also, where do we have it? Go quite heavy on magic resistance, you know. Magic damage restriction overall. Branch into specific schools. So there's there's good options for either side. When will we be able to take, and can you take from multiple trees? Yes, so this one for each of these trees require both the level experience, right, but also elixir of aptitude, and they cost quite a few gold coins. So you need these items to be able to unlock this, and it takes a master gift points, which you have maximum 110. But yeah, you can go wherever you want. You can see now where I am. I'm already tapped into some of these. I tapped into here. I go up here since I have the points for it, right? So want some skill points, 20 profession points here, 2 action point skills here, 4 profession points here, 2 action points, 4 professions, 2 action points for another profession, 10 action points, bam! Now I can learn more skills. Can you show strength, constitution, size 3 for melee fighters? So yeah, you get another strength bonus here in the first one that you unlock these 3, and this one goes into carry weight, free armor, damage to AI, untamed, tamed pets, dominated, and ritual pets, blunt damage, slashing, piercing, if you want to refine those a little bit. And here we have the stats. 1 plus strength, 1 plus strength, 4 raw strength. Damage to AI works with magic. Now this is melee. Magic empowerment is in this mana tree, magic tree. How much glory to get 1 mastery point? So you start on level 1, right? Just like with Clade, and you level up to 110 levels. The curve up to level 80 is fairly quick. Then it slows down more up to 110. So 110 can be quite the achievement. That means you have covered the main things, most likely for your specific build, I would say. And then after 110 up to 1000 levels is fluff, cool things, titles, and show that you're a real veteran, right? So yeah. So yeah, you know, it's a classic Clade similar experience curve. It goes up with every level, right? Takes longer. La Lunison. And but the curve goes even steeper from the higher levels, because we want there's something, you know, you can get those bonus points over time that doesn't really, you know, change your made on the battlefield as a PvP player, for instance. Or a real veteran. I mean, if you have level 1000 in this tree, you are a real veteran, alright? You are a beast in Model Line. Can you show end node of mage tree? Spiritism power here, necro power, ecumenical power, elemental power. So all the schools, right? And then we have mana cost reduction. Same with all the schools. Mana regeneration, maximum mana, mana cost, general spell power. So yeah. And obviously this isn't closed for the future. If we add more schools, more professions or whatever over time, you know, obviously there's room for expansion in the future. But this is our master gifts system tree start tree. That will be the baseline for a good while. Add concentration to the mage tree should go to 100. Interesting suggestion. Interesting suggestion. It looks amazing, to be honest. I'm very glad to hear that. A lot of hard work as usual, where this concept started 19 years ago, but we didn't have the support to make this happen back then. Now 19 years later, everything is possible for us. We have almost no restriction anymore on all the features we wrote as rough design many years ago. So that's very exciting for us to be working with this and be able to add it to the game. Looks awesome, Henrik. So I need 20 clay to unlock all of this. Yes, you need to hit the clay level 20, and this little icon pop up, and you can tap into this. You can already tap into it without being 20, if I'm not wrong, and I think we may want to do that, right? So also new players can see this is available for them after they have reached clay 20, right? And they can already start planning a little bit what they want to be. But it's gonna pop up like this little explanation mark that now you have points to spend here. It's a necro mana reduction. I think there was, right? Yeah, necro mana costs. Good, eh? I'm not sure exactly when we're gonna get the new roadmap going. As I said, we are in the final refining tweaks of this sprint, which means we have delivered all our sprints in this roadmap, which means we will start planning on the upcoming months. There's a few things we want to polish, refine, some bug fixing and quality of life that you guys have suggested. So that may be a strong part of our upcoming patch, and then we will continue on that list of new feature content. Can we see just one end of the node, please? Which one? Amalgam. Is there a defense tree? Absolutely. Here we... No. Here is the defense tree. So here you can tap into... some thirst regeneration, guys. God damn. Maximum thirst. God damn. Got elemental resistance, spiritism, necro, ecumenical, magic, blunt, slashing, piercing, ritual pet, damage resistance, dominated, tamed pet, untamed, health regeneration, maximum health. We also have will there be a free-to-play model like MO1? So what we do plan later, whenever we have time for that, is to most likely convert Haven to free-to-play. So you can play for free on Haven and get a feel for the game, and then commit over to Milan. That is quite suitable for us. Defense tree is way too juiced, straight up. I mean, there are counter to it, right? So it depends on where you want to go, right? It's on both sides, right? You can buff it, but you can also reduce it depending on where you go. So yeah. Biggie with Mulva-based tattoo, eh? Am I right, Biggie? Am I right? Welcome back, man. Yes, you will be able to reset these. You only need this little shard. Shard of Oblivion. It allows you to forget about it. Forget about it. So I select this one. Bam. I select this one. Now I'm reusing it. You see, I consumed one of these. I have 1012. I want to remove this one. 1011. So as long as you're short of Oblivions, you will be able to refund them. But any plans to add more customization to character? You mean visually? If so, yes. More hairstyles, beard styles and such. We have one set of each already done. Obviously we plan to do more over time. And we would like to add it along with the barber profession, so you can actually have the player in game service doing so. And also find rare types for the different clades. There's a Twitch drop, eh? Didn't you have 2 master skills unlocked then, but it only cost you 1? What do you mean? So all these key, they're most likely going to be larger, so they look different. This one around this main star, all these here that taps into new categories are the keys to tap into our tree. And for that you need this elixir of aptitude. So I consume one of these when I tap into a new tree. And currently they cost a bit of money. And then the next one here, for instance, I don't need that. I only need my experience. So if I'm out in a dungeon and I'm going towards this path and I level up, I can put it out while I'm in a dungeon, get better. Next one, I can get that one as long as I get the level, right? And if I want to respec them, I don't want this anymore. I need a Oblivion shard. So it's completely flexible for you to rearrange at the cost of using these points. And of course you need experience to meet the level. Yes, these 2 baselines are meant to be easy accessible for a gold coin. So it's a decent money sink. It costs a little bit, right, to tap into these new trees. Can you show your character screen? My character, right? I'm here. My beastie Thursar. Boom. Thumberry! With the gift, eh? Thank you. Holy cow, we're already over 2 hours, guys. It goes very... Time flies when you have exciting things. This graphic looks so much better than the UFI launch. Nice work. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think the artists have been doing a very good job in finding a good sweet spot for our game visually, but not only visually, performance also is always key for us, right? We've been doing quite a lot of performance improvements, optimizing the game. We have another big component that we're gonna add in one of our upcoming sprints that will again further push the performance in large scale battles. We know that's still a struggle for the client side. The FPS get beaten quite fast when you have the real large scale battles, right? We're going quite far though. It's not as bad as initially obviously, but we have a big chunk left that we know is going to make a nice impact. And we are also slowly progressing towards Unreal 5.4. It was a huge update in a lot of core codes and versions from Epic Games. So we were hoping it was, or we didn't know it was a big change from Epic. But when we got the engine update, we saw that, okay, they changed a lot of things. So Our guys have been working on that in the background, slowly updating all our different versions to fit that latest Unreal Engine, and we're getting closer now. You know, we're pretty much almost there, but we don't want to stress that in this sprint. It could cause some instability and chaos, and we don't want that, especially when we have some vacation around the corner. So we're waiting with 5.4, but there's a pretty good chance 5.4 makes it in the next patch after, which should also improve general performance, because Epic Games have been working on the rendering pipeline, optimizing it, optimizing lumens. So we were quite exciting to see the end result of that, which also helps, obviously. So yeah, really nice to get that going as well. Yeah, this looks awesome. I mean, shit, look at the face. Holy cow. Holy cow. Is there a performance hit with the new Unreal Engine? The latest 5.4 that we're going to move over to soon, as I mentioned, will help the performance, improve it a little bit. We don't know exactly how much. Love to see a performance update, because even on low settings my PC is overheating. Yeah, I mean, Unreal 4 is the next generation engine, right? We all seen it, you know, showcasing insane art and crazy stuff. So obviously it comes at a cost, especially for the hardware. Older hardware struggle more, obviously. Newer hardware, it's more designed in mind for support new hardwares, right? So as soon as you move up to a more later generation, obviously you're gonna see a nice boost in performance in this game, also because obviously we use Unreal Engine 5, right? But we're quite future-proof, being this early out, being the world first MMORPG on Unreal 5. At this stage, we're getting pretty good performance. We're still not done, obviously, like I said, but we're in a pretty good spot, and we can focus more and more on core gameplay, core features and content, which is awesome for the players as well. We don't have to spend months of core engine stuff that doesn't change the gameplay whatsoever. So yeah, we're happy to be in this spot now, and pretty close to move over to 5.4. Just looking solid, Henrik. Nice job. Glad to hear that, demo man. Nice. All those meters on the master background. You know, there's some things here in the background that you can speculate in. That is interesting, tied to the game. Can you make the task capes account wide? Yeah, we have to look into that, right? Obviously we can understand some frustration if you want to throw your character away and his achievement isn't transferred. We have to discuss that and see what could be done. Graphics look about the same, where improvements made. Do you mean from Unreal 4 to 5? If we don't see the difference, I have to tell you, you need some glasses, or you have to, I don't know, I don't want to sound rude, but it's a huge difference from Unreal 4 to 5. Quite a lot, and the light makes it just so much more realistic compared to Unreal 4. Unreal 4 is fake light, Unreal 5 is lumens, which is mimicking real life bouncing lights and colors, which is a huge difference, especially in certain circumstances when lights hit stuff. Alright. When patch coming? So PTR schedule for next Wednesday. So next week we're gonna test the crap out of this. Hopefully it will be smooth. We'll go through all your feedback, and sometime shortly after is when we plan to go live. So guys, before it gets too late, we have another thing to do as well. We have this little thing to do, right? So exclamation mark MO2. I'm gonna do the giveaway. We are greatly surpassing the 2-hour mark. I wanna, you know, linger too long. I think it's good to have a stream like this tied to every patch, you know, close to a month of development, and try to tie the patch there so we can show show the upcoming content, right? Prepare for the PTR and such, get early feedback and so on. And I think it's more enjoyable for you guys to get nice new content streams, and you're gonna get to play with it very soon after also, right? So we will continue on this path for now, right? See how it works to have the streams tied to close to PTR on release of upcoming patches. Yeah, it's gonna be cool to see this armor on the battlefield. The Rohan Knights. So let's wait a couple of minutes and then we're gonna roll it. Add slow mode on help. What? Master system is same veteran, or we can wait veteran system in future. So the master system is what I just went through here in this stream for about an hour. I showed quite a lot of it. The master system gets unlocked when you hit Clade level 20. You can respec it wherever you want as long as you have the requirements items for it. The old Mortal 1 veteran system was quite different. It just showed you your subscribed time. It added that as a veteran step and gave you points for those subscribed month. And for those points you can buy specific veteran capes that only you could wear if you had that type of coins for it, right? So it didn't do anything other than that. It just gave you capes. This is the master system, which continue allow you to refine and progress your character in a very interesting ways. More diversity, more build types, a lot of cool stuff. A lot of people have been restricted in so many ways and been asking for more skill points, asking for a few more stats, asking for this and that. And this tree is the answer for that, right? It gives you a lot more playground with your characters. Yeah, we have to see when we do pick the bull horse. I can't say when. Maybe that is one of those that we want to see if the community, what they vote for when it comes to what kind of mob type. If we see there's a decent demand for the bull horse early, then maybe that's a decision we can do then. Slow mode on help chat in game to avoid spammers. Yeah, I guess we can add something like that. I mean, usually there are some rules with help chat, right? And GMs usually keep that clean. So if it looks awful, you can always page the GMs and they should be able to count them down or time them out. I'm late. How do you win mastery points? You do glory. So from tasks, killing beasts, all those kind of things gives you experience in the master gift. So similar way of how you do it in Clade. And again, if you missed it, this is how the insane tree looks. Look how insanely beautiful it is. And the far bottom is specified different for each Clade. While the top branches, the 5 and the top, is shared between all of them. Great work. M2 is getting better and better. Any news, new news about weapon abilities? No, I commented about them a little bit earlier in the stream. I reminded everyone that it's one of those things in the background that we can't stress or, you know, keep that on a specific sprint because it's too sensitive, right? Combat and PvP is one of the most sensitive thing in the game, so we need more time. We may want to add it on in the roadmap as a background thing that we're experimenting with, and as soon as we have something that we feel all right, we like this now, let's invite the community to play around with it for quite a while, because we really want to make sure it's a good addition, balanced and fun, and actually expand PvP and duels rather than, you know, making it half better. So we want to make sure that the absolute majority on PTR sessions approve that addition, so we get it right. And since it's so specific compared to all other things we know, this is just how it's going to be, and we're going to implement it. We can't set a time frame on it exactly. So yeah. Right, shall we do the giveaway, guys? I guess it's time. My throat is slowly getting a little bit sore and painful of all my talk, so maybe it's a good time to run it. Let's see, where do we have it? Let's remove that one. All right, here we go, guys. Good luck, everyone. Boom. Let's go. Can we work on closing the trinket gear gap for newer casual players? It is slowly closing, and naturally the market's getting more flooded, getting more common, prices going down. Congratulations, I have blown double. All right, let's see. Let's see if we got a winner here. Yes, there are mastery titles, some cool ones, absolutely. So those titles goes over up to 1,000, you know, so that's endless progression there. Ablon double. Let's see. Do we got a winner here then? I blunt double. Rigged. The empty dogma. Don't you have mortal already? I blunt double. Are you here? Send me a DM so I can confirm. He's here. All right, all right. Send me a DM so I can cover it. Yeah, we'll see if it's possible to give a sub time or something later on. We haven't had time. I need to nag Sebastian about a few things there, and he's busy. He's a busy bee, you know. So it haven't happened yet. Should remove subscription fee, then I'd buy the game. Yev SXH. The problem is, if we don't fund the project, how can we afford to give you these awesome patches every month? How can we afford a server upkeep? How can we afford the developer salaries? How can we afford the support and GMs to give you the best possible gaming experience MMO ever if we can't do any of that? How do we make it without funding? That is the problem. If we only sell the game once, that will only last for so long, right? That is why there are multiple services out there similar to Spotify, Netflix, other MMOs that you know, require a subscription fee to cover and continue to expand those things. And we deliver a lot of content every sprint, as you've seen in the past 6-5 large patches. That just gives you a lot of content in returns. Hopefully enjoyable content, right? That's obviously up to the players. Without sacrificing paywalls, pay to win, and stuff like that. How can I afford a subscription fee to play a good game then after paying $39.99? So we do have discounts, summer sales, all kind of sales frequently on all platforms. Our latest sales was even as high as 50%. So if money is a struggle when buying game, you know, keep an eye out and maybe try to catch it in one of those sales. That means you're almost just paying for the sub pretty much, because you get a subscription included when you get the game also. So yeah, Some model is great. It is the best model for the game, and if we can see a reliable flow of that, we can make great plans and deliver to you great expansion and patches. Sub is better than pay to win, etc. Yeah, we agree. I blunt double. You have to answer the DM so I can send a game copy. Can't do the verification code to DM you. What in the hell? I blunt double? You can't see my message, or you can't write. Can you see my message? I blunt double, because then I can just post it to you, I guess. If it was low rate of subscription fee, then I'll consider. So if you do commit on a higher pack, it's cheaper. Quite a lot cheaper than any other MMO subscription like World of Warcraft, EVE Online. So it all comes down to, you know, if this is a game for you, you have options that are a good deal. Mordor is my Netflix. Indeed. Ablan Double, could you read my message at least in the DM so I can send you the game? Or you can't read the message either. Yes, you can read it, it says. Alright, alright. I will paste it 1 second then. Let's see. Damn, I'm getting worse now. Always late in the evening, guys. When you have a cold, it always gets worse in the throat. Alright, let's see. Here you are. That's the Steam code, iBluntDouble. Thanks for making the game. Have a great day. Put the Tamingula in Zoom, please. Thank you, Hayes. Plays TV. Alright. That's it, I guess. That concludes my topics for today's stream. And I'm hitting 2.5 hours, so a half hour over my intended stream session. Pretty close, pretty good. I hope you guys enjoy the stream and that you agree that it's probably better, more interesting to have streams tied to patches like this, so we can actually have a real interesting reveal of the upcoming stuff when we are close to also give you access to it. And again, we want to remind everyone, we are scheduled for Wednesday next week. We open a PTR test server for everyone, so you can try the new mastery system and help us with the new patch feedback and so on. So, yep, we are very much looking forward to that. Thank you for all your support as usual. Thank you for your questions, donations, subscriptions. We really appreciate you guys being part of this epic journey to deliver the best possible sandbox MMORPG in the world. And we are in an exciting time with content and updates. So yeah, it's awesome. Let's see, shall we do a little raid here? Who do we got online today? We got quite a few streamers. Should we do a little the usual votes perhaps? Let's do it. All right. Quick vote, 1 minute, and I will make the raid. Mathematizer, thank you very much for the Prime. 40 month. Thanks for the stream. See you next month. Yeah, absolutely. We will tie. So we have a little vacation now. The team needs a little bit of a rest. They've been killing it with all the sprints. So I'm not entirely sure with the dates, but when we get closer, we will obviously update you all on the website and Discord and everywhere. But we'll continue like this. I think this is a good idea to connect the streams close to patches, so we can go through that and give a good updates. So yeah, let's see. Who do we raid today? Same position. Clean. Just grab the nudge. All right, let's raid clean. Awesome streamer. Been playing the game on and off, and it's really cool to see him back in the game and getting more deep into the game, you know. And I was quite impressed. I saw him do some PvP a few days ago, and he really picked up the skills and made some awesome clips there. So let's pay him a visit then. Let's rate him. Yep. Show him some support as usual. Thank you everyone for participating today. What the hell? It looks like Twitch TV updated their stuff. How the hell do I raid now then? Okay, I'm little. They updated everything. Let's see. All right, I guess we can do it like this. What the hell? I don't recognize anything here, but all right. Thank you again very much for everything. We really appreciate it. And let's see if we can get this raid going. I guess it works. All right. Again, thank you guys. Have a good night, and I will see you soon again. All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye.